the difference between Nessus and the Nmap? And Nessus is the paid tool and Nmap is the open source tool. So we will tell you in coming lectures what are the differences between them. So now come to the point where I was and where I was telling you what we need to learn and what our objectives to learn upon. So now you have seen, right? All of you people have seen the Nmaps collective scripts. I hope you people are satisfied where the scripts are and where they reside and how to use them. So definitely we will come to know. Burp suit is a different scenario, and cross-site scripting is the basic part of the burp suit, right? So, so what did we come to know? We come to realize the what was our point? Our point was the steps to do something. So my point or the steps was to do penetration testing in a website. Now in a few seconds everybody can penetration testing to a website. I think everybody can do it now, right? Say yes, you can do it. So why I'm asking you to say yes means when you have the steps in your hand to do something, you can do even by learning from internet or even by even penetration testing of an IP. Then what's the difference between the website and the IP? Suppose you have got whatever, suppose 184.100.235.21. Suppose you have this IP. What is the difference, or what would be the steps, or what would be the difference between the website and the IP? Just tell me one thing. Static I, yes, good. Same, no, not same. No change. There would be very much change actually. There would be a very much change. Okay, the first change is that there is no web server. There is no website, right? There is no HTTP. Then there is no boot. There is no cross-site, right? Okay, then how we come to know what is running? So keep in mind, if you have a website or if you have Nmap, oh sorry, if you have an IP you want to scan, then only Nmap will tell you what is running inside. How you come to know what is running inside? By finding the open ports. Now if you find the port 80, then you can find which Apache server is running, which web server is running. Then you can find either this is web server, then it should be Apache, or IIS for Microsoft. So this is a difference. Yes, like running the ports information. Yes, you're right. In when you run Nmap on an IP, after scanning the Nmap, running the Nmap on an IP, by finding the open ports, those open ports will tell you or make you informed that what is the service running behind the scene, right? If somebody put 23 open, 21 open, right, 25 open, 445 open, 3306 open, 1445 open, 1445 I think is for SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. I still did not remember, but might be these ports are open, remember? What if somebody opened the port like 4000? Okay, nobody knows, even I don't know what 4000 do. What I will do to find what is 4000? Even Nmap don't know. They will told you this port is open, right? So the step when you don't know the port is open, this might be a possibility that some person or one person open up a Apache server or running a web server for secure reason, or might be camera. Agree? Everybody agree? This could be a camera, right? So to check the camera or the live camera, you can say so you may say that put the IP control C, control V here, and colon, and put the 4000 where in web browser. When you put this in web browser will give you or take you directly to its login page. Okay, if it's not the web server, then what would be the last strategy What is running? What would be the last strategy? How can I find this thing? What is running inside? Just give me hint. I want something inside from you people, that in an IP and there is a open port, what would be the last strategy? And everybody know this thing, and then we can find it what's running inside. Good. So now you know how to do penetration testing on an IP. Now everybody can do penetration testing. Agree? Right? So now you see how I delivers you things to understand that the most difficult things in your head becomes very easy to do, to perform, to become the professional. In few steps you do realize that, yeah, this is very easy. Since you do realize this is very easy, and when you sit with me, do with me, in 1 or 2 day time, I am 100% sure, if you are a good learner, if you are a hard worker, you will become a penetration tester in 2 days time. There are no more steps beyond this thing. Just keep it to your heart, right? So my point of teaching is here: deliver you easy way. The easy way are always the steps, right? Like step 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep in my mind, my brothers and the people, even the hacking works the same way. Even the programming works the same way. Even the Python programming works the same way. Okay, let me demonstrate you the programming structure. Like yesterday I have told the APAS, right? Now actually, so I'm telling you very new thing, right? Okay, just I did click in a way. So suppose in an IP, suppose you have 192.168.10.1, right? This is our IP. What I want to do with this IP, that what kind of services we are running. We are How many services we are running. Okay, we are going to learn how to find services running inside this IP. So for to do this, as Amir told you, we can do telnet to each port one by one. We can do this, right? We can do telnet, right? But it's a very hectic to do a telnet to an IP one by one to find the services, right? Remember, we have this port, these ports here. So what would happen if I would do telnet to this port, to this IP on these ports one by one, and this would be very hectic, because if port is open, it will get connected, and if port is not open, it will not connected. Then you will be like this port is not open, but you have to type a long very much code. What what if you write a code in Python, in 2 or 3 line code, that you can find how many ports are running, right? Suppose suppose I'm giving you one thing, just a simple x. I am giving you a Python code. Don't get too much frightened. 4,000, I'm trying to, okay, let's stick to 2,000 port, just 2,000 port. What I will do for port in x, right? What I will do, connect status, right? Socket dot connect, and this will have 192.168.10.1, and comma, the port value will come here, and connect status, right? If connect status is equals to true, then you will write print port is open. Simple. Now you see what I did. I'm just trying to write a code for you people, that I have declared x as a range, because x, we need to declare x variable as a variable in Python as a range in this way. So x has a value from 1 to 2000. Okay. Now this is a loop, a for loop. In this for loop, port is a value that will run on x one by one, 1 to 2000, right? Now this is a status. Socket is an object. It going to connect with this IP, with this IP upon this port, right? That means this loop will run from 1 to 2000 on this IP, and if it get connected, that it will return the connect status or connection status. If status is true, that port is open. Did everybody understood? Yes, port, whenever you try to connect with an IP, you connect with the socket, right? Everybody knows this is socket, and this is called socket programming. You connect with the socket in a port 80, you will get HTTP. You get a socket connection 21, then this is a this is what telnet is 21 or 22 or 23. If you have SSH, then it could be secure shell, right? So when I try to connect from the range of the 1 to 2000 to an IP, and if it got connected or connect status, then you have the connect status true. Or if this status true, then port is open, else the port is closed. Simple. We do not make a delay after each try. No, look. This is not Java programming, or this is not a .NET programming.